And Trey Petty, 6 foot tall quarterback, 200 pounds, Starkville, Mississippi, passed up Mississippi State, Ole Miss, Georgia Tech, Indiana, San Diego State, Southern Miss, and Tulsa. As the season went on, got more interest from other teams as well. Here's a player who started off as a drop back quarterback and kind of put in that box. And then as the season went on, was much more effective, kind of turned into a dual threat quarterback as the season went on, as he used his legs to get yards as well. It seems to have a good arm. And I'm telling you, I think the only measurable that people are concerned about is he's only, and I say that with quotation marks, he's only 6 feet tall, but this guy's got a ton of potential, especially the way college football is being played right now. Ked?
This kid was one of I enjoyed this recruitment. I mean, just when I got involved with this one because we heard all the rumors about Ole Miss and Mississippi State, and give Illinois credit. They hung tough with this kid because Mississippi State and Ole Miss and other schools, they went after him hard. But this kid is going to be the future of the program, I believe. And I think they believe that. I think the staff believes in that. I know Barry Lundy Jr. loves this kid. This kid threw for almost 1,800 yards last year. And he's just a outstanding athlete who can make plays with his arm, with his foot, his feet. And I know Illinois is not a team that but they're going to run the spread offense. They're going to have guys. They're going to run the ball. They're going to throw it. But it's also nice to be able to have a guy who can make plays with his feet. So this was a great get. And I always talk about the star system, and I know this kid for the most part is considered a 3-star recruit. But I think some people are missing a boat with this kid because Illinois and all these other schools, they really went after him. And I think, again, he's going to be the future quarterback if things pan out. I mean, we always talk about the transfer portal. And I'll close with this. When he visited Illinois, he was pretty adamant about sticking through his commitment. And he said Illinois was loyal to him and he was going to return the favor. What really helped him stay true to this commitment was these kids, like all the other groups, they have group texts, and he's coming in with a chip on his shoulder as well, with saying, hey, you know what? People are going to doubt this class and we know what we can do. Trey told me that he's seen game film on every kid that's in this class. That's impressive to me from a quarterback standpoint.
Look, people know that I got on a plane and got in a car and went to Starkville and basically put to bed all of the stuff that was going on about Trey Petty's decommitting from Illinois, and he's going to flip from this class. And irony of the whole thing was it didn't really get hot and heavy for Trey until Mississippi State made a coaching change. At the time, Zach Arnett when I was standing on the sideline watching him play his senior day game at Starkville High, Zach Arnett was still the head coach at Mississippi State. When that suddenly did not become a reality, it would have been easy for Trey Petty to look at Jeff Lebby's offense at Mississippi State and say, yep, that works for me. Like, I'll stay home. Like, people know, like, you can I can drop a golf ball and hit a 5-iron from the 50-yard line at Starkville High and hit the clock tower at Mississippi State University. Like, ask me how I know. Look, this kid, Brett Bielema on Wednesday at his signing day press conference described it perfectly to me. Mike, you said he has a good arm. His arm's not normal. I mean, his arm is really, really good. I mean, it is and I found it interesting that I think the thing that Barry Lunny and Brett Bielema are going to have to honestly teach out of Trey is the ability to just go. And I think Brett Bielema loves when quarterbacks make plays out of nothing. But this kid has the ability to stay in the pocket and make a throw with his right arm instead of just kind of run around like a chicken with his head cut off and make plays that way. Barry wants you to stay in the pocket. Brett wants you to stay in the pocket. This kid wants to play NFL football. And I think that he's going to get the opportunity eventually to play NFL-like football at Illinois. I can tell you that the Altmaiers were a big, big proponent of Illinois to the Petty family, especially his mom. Luke's dad has done surgical work on Trey Petty as an orthopedic surgeon. He is Trey's doctor. And so there is the connection there. There was just so many things that were going in favor of Illinois on this one. And then there was the fact that, honestly, Trey just likes the offense. In the same way that Luke Altmaier kind of likes the offense, I don't want to throw it 60 times a game. I don't want to get my head knocked in. Like, by doing that, I want to play complementary football. I want to move the football that way. And I think that Trey has been sold on the idea that he can be a very, very effective college quarterback in this offensive system. And I think that there's a lot of logic to the decision that he made by sticking with his Illinois commitment. Because yes, even though there was no offer, and I want to be very clear about that, there was no offer from Ole Miss. There was no offer from Mississippi State. And I think they played this poorly, because if they'd have offered, I think that Trey would have had a lot more to consider. But right now, Trey just kind of, I wrote about it on Illini Guys, and you can go find it. Trey just kind of wanted to go to camp and kick everybody's butt in camp. And I know that the feeling on that inside the Smith Center, especially in the head coaching office, was hell yeah, go kick everybody else's butt in that Southeast and in that camp, and prove that we know what the hell we're doing from an evaluation standpoint. And I do know that Barry Lunny has told me that when he came for his official visit and did his, I don't know if this makes a huge amount of difference, but did his medical physical, he actually did measure closer to 6'2" than 6 foot. So there is the ability, I think, that from a physicality standpoint, he has kind of the same kind of range and length as a Luke Altmaier. So a lot of things just lined up for everything to work out for Illinois and work out for Trey Petty, and quite frankly, work out for Barry Lunny Jr. when he tries to, maneuver this Illinois offense throughout the next couple of years.
Well, and just food for thought, Brett Bielema had some really good luck with a quarterback who was 5'11" and 215 by the name of Russell Wilson. Now, I'm not saying that Trey Petty is Russell Wilson, but I am saying that, if he's 6'1" or 6'2", which, somehow has become undersized, by the time he starts playing, he'll probably be at least 215. And he will be able to move the ball with both his arm and his feet. So exciting future. Again, there's a lot to look forward to in Illinois' class, and you see why Brett Bielema says he doesn't worry about the star system. If Trey Petty grew up in Georgia, he probably would have been a 4-star just because of he would be in the state of Georgia.